Jay Carney is the former White House press secretary for President Obama, and he is now working for Amazon. And so he got a lot of heat on social media after defending the firing of an Amazon warehouse employee. Now, Carney now serves as Amazon's senior vice president of global corporate affairs. Well, that's a nice plum job, right? Fantastic. Good for him. Now, he defended the retail behemoth's firing of a warehouse employee who had organized a worker protest. Now, that worker protest, of course, was demanding safer conditions among the COVID-19 outbreak. In a tweet on Wednesday night, Carney decided he would go after Senator Bernie Sanders. Now, if you go for the king, you better not miss. Well, he missed. Now, this was after Bernie Sanders, of course, defended Chris Smalls. Now, Chris Smalls was the team manager at a fulfillment center in Staten Island, and he was fired after helping stage a walkout at that very same facility. Now, Sanders, in response to this firing, just said, quote, "That is absolutely immoral." To which prompted Mr. Carney to tweet this, quote, "Senator Sanders, I'm confused. I thought you wanted us to protect our workers." I don't know why I'm using that light voice, but whatever. Mr. Smalls purposely violated social distancing rules repeatedly and was put on paid 14-day quarantine for COVID exposure. 3:30, he returned to the site. Knowingly putting our team at risk is unacceptable. Okay, but wait. The entire reason that Mr. Smalls was doing this walkout was because of unsafe conditions inside the warehouse. Those conditions include having everything, the surfaces not being clean, right? So they're insufficiently cleaning the facility, cleaning the warehouse, which could, again, spread COVID-19, and not giving employees personal protective equipment. And so they're not providing the PPE that they need to prevent transmission while also making people work in these warehouses. So instead of addressing those concerns and saying, "Hey, you know what? You're right. We should really beef up our safety protocols in the midst of a pandemic," they instead took the person raising that as an issue and said, "Oh, you're fired," and then used the COVID-19, as a reason to fire that employee. Oh, you're putting them at risk. Well, wait, what about all the other times Amazon puts their workers at risk? You're going to ignore those too? I mean, look, it got a lot of pushback here. This is economist Marshall Steinbaum, who said, quote, "Why are you attacking your own workers for putting each other at risk of infection when your company is the one doing that?" And of course, another thing that was cited by respondents was a HuffPost article that was written on March 26th, where the conditions inside of Amazon warehouses was reported as being really bad. And they also called out the reluctance of the company to take proactive measures to protect their workers. Now, as a result of that, 10 Amazon workers were diagnosed with COVID-19 as of Thursday. And employees say that many more are likely sick. The company is not making cases public. News about cases have filtered out via warehouse workers, according to the article. The company just shut down a Kentucky warehouse because of the outbreak, only after staffers protested because 3 workers had tested positive for COVID-19. So, Jay, you want to talk about worker safety? Is that really what you want to talk about? All right, well, fine. Let's talk about the long history of unsafe working conditions at Amazon and how they're putting profits over people. ProPublica, BuzzFeed also had revealed Amazon ignored concern over delivery driver safety, which included fatal crashes in favor of speed. The Guardian reported the company let a man dying of a heart attack lie on the floor alone with no assistance for 20 minutes. Mother Jones showed in March how the company has become one of the most dangerous employers in the U.S., with little worker protections after injury. The Atlantic found in December that conditions had hardly improved, with workers reporting maiming and other physical issues from the company's breakneck sweatshop pace. And do you know why the conditions are so bad? It's because that makes them money. Jeff Bezos makes money from these terrible conditions. I mean, look, you don't become a multi-billionaire by being fair to people, right? No, you do it by stepping on people, by exploiting labor, by cutting corners, right? All that extra money saved from not having these things put in place, not having proper PPE, allowing these drivers to drive dangerously, having these sweatshop conditions. That's what makes you rich. I'm sorry, but look, billionaires are a policy failure. Let's be honest. Nobody needs to be a billionaire. And you only get to be a billionaire by exploitation. That's why we need union workers. That's why we need organization. But since this guy was trying to organize workers to raise awareness, that was the reason that he got fired. I mean, Amazon is famous for its union busting. And so Smalls, by the way, in an open letter to Amazon, said this: I believe they targeted me because the spotlight is on me. The thing is, it won't work. I'm getting calls from Amazon workers across the country, and they all want to stage walkouts too. We are starting a revolution, and people around the country want to support us. It's true. And so, look, as far as labor is concerned, now is the time to show our power. Again, people are actually starting to realize, thanks to the economic shutdown, that the jobs people take for granted normally, right? Warehouse workers, delivery drivers, nurses, grocery store workers, people at the drive-thru, all of them, they are vital to our everyday lives. You know who's not vital? Billionaires. They're not doing anything for the economy. No, it's the people at the bottom, the financiers, right? What use are they? When in reality, you've got the people at the bottom that are stocking shelves. Those are the people that are important. And as such, since they are essential, and that's not my wording, that's the government's wording, right? And that's, the not only government, but also the store owners, right? Hey, you're essential. Well, maybe they should start being treated like they're essential and get some basic rights. For example, the right to a living wage, the right to representation at the workplace, the right to health care. And look, those are not big asks, right? Amazon is a multi-billion-dollar company. They can afford to do those things, especially since they haven't paid any taxes. And so they've also got massive tax breaks thanks to Donald Trump. They can afford it. They can afford it. And so now is the time. Now is the time to do these walkouts. Now is the time to show them that we are, yes, if you think that we're essential, then you might want to start treating us like we're essential. And so I definitely support Chris Smalls. Jay Carney is proving that he is a highly paid hack, corporate hack, as usual. As a lot of these former Obama administration officials have shown us over the past few years, that they don't care about workers at all and only care about getting money from their giant corporate overlords. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.